The casket was still open when I saw him standing by the door, shaking hands like he was running for office. I hadn't planned on speaking to Coach Ellis. I'd only come back to Millbrook for Tommy's funeral, the boy who used to sit next to me on the bus and let me borrow his Walkman when mine broke. 22 years since I'd left this town, and the first face I saw walking into the funeral home was the man who used to keep us after swim practice. He looked older, softer around the jaw, but the smile hadn't changed. That same warm, patient smile he used to give us right before he told us to stay behind and work on our form. Nobody in Millbrook ever asked why so many boys quit the swim team. Nobody asked why Tommy stopped talking for a whole summer when we were 12. Coach Ellis had trophies. Coach Ellis had a plaque outside the rec center. Coach Ellis had built this town's championship team from nothing. And when you build something like that, people decide not to see the rest. I remembered the locker room after hours, the way he'd tell us the door stuck on its own, the way his hand would rest too long on a shoulder, a hip, lower. I remembered telling my mother once, carefully, in pieces, and watching her face close like a door. "He's a good man, honey. Don't say things like that about Coach Ellis." Tommy told his parents outright. 2 weeks later, we heard his family was moving. That was how it worked in Millbrook. You didn't lose Coach Ellis, you lost the kid who complained. At the reception, people stood in the church basement eating deli sandwiches and talking about what a shame it was, how troubled Tommy had gotten these last few years, the drinking, the 2 DUIs, the way he'd cut off his own parents before he died alone in an apartment 2 towns over. Nobody said why. I stood in the corner with a paper cup of coffee I never touched, watching Ellis work the room like a politician collecting votes. He found me by the coat rack. "Danny Reyes," he said, like we were old friends. "Look at you, all grown." I asked him if he remembered the locker room. His smile didn't even flicker. "I remember you were one of my favorites," he said. "You never made a fuss like Tommy did. Some boys just can't handle a firm hand." Something in my chest went white and silent, the way a room goes quiet right before a fight. I told him I needed air, and I walked out into the church parking lot, and I did not stop walking until I was 3 blocks away, sitting on a curb, shaking so hard I thought I'd be sick. I went back that night. I don't know what I told myself I was going to do. Talk to him, scream at him, make him say it out loud to someone besides me. I found him locking up the rec center, keys jingling in his hand, whistling like it was any other Tuesday. "You following me now?" he said, amused, like I was still 11 years old and easy to laugh off. I asked him if he ever thought about Tommy, if he ever once in 20 years thought about what he did to any of us. He rolled his eyes. "I gave that boy discipline his own father never bothered with. Don't blame me because he couldn't handle it." I don't remember deciding to hit him. I remember my knuckles connecting with his jaw, the surprised grunt, both of us stumbling into the chain-link fence by the pool gate. He swung back once, clipped my ear, and then I had him by the collar, and I wasn't thinking about consequences, only about every locker room door that had ever clicked shut behind me. I hit him until he stopped laughing. I hit him until he stopped talking. Somewhere in there I heard something give way under my hand, and I finally stepped back, chest heaving, and he slid down against the fence and didn't get up. I called 911 myself. I sat on the curb until the sirens came, and I didn't run, and I didn't lie. He survived, barely. 2 broken orbital bones, a fractured jaw wired shut for 3 months. I was charged with assault. I didn't fight it, didn't ask for a deal. At sentencing, I told the judge everything. The locker room, the years, Tommy's name, all of it. 2 other men I hadn't spoken to in decades showed up and did the same. Ellis never coached again. The plaque came down within the month. I served 14 months. I'd do it again in half that time.